Gentlemen, in my hand here I have a sample of the brand new Emporio Armani Stronger With You Powerfully. This is the newest addition into the Stronger With You fragrance line, and in this video I'm going to tell you everything about this fragrance right here. So let's not waste any more time and let's begin. Before I tell you anything about this fragrance, let's talk about the notes, because there is a significant note here that is not present in any other of the Stronger With You fragrances. The top notes are cherry and mandarin orange. In the mid you're going to have lavender and spices, and in the base you're going to have amber woods, chestnut and vanilla. So as you can see at the top there is a cherry accord which no other Stronger With You fragrances have, and that is the significant thing that has given this fragrance some hype. So let's put it on skin and let's talk about the scent profile. So right from the get-go you will detect that this fragrance follows the ordinary Stronger With You DNA, being very sweet, vanillic, spicy, woody, with this very compliment pulling modern amber woody warmth to it. But the significant change here in this fragrance is the overall vibe that it gives off, because in my opinion this is by far the most dark, most woody and perhaps the most smoky version of the Stronger With You DNA yet. Even though there is a cherry accord at the top in terms of the note breakdown, the cherry here is very faint. You need to be very up close and actually actively search for that cherry accord in order to really detect it. But what the cherry accord does here is not to give you a very distinct cherry fruity sweetness, but it is there to give you a little bit, and I'm talking very minor, tart sweetness. This is all about the amber woods, all about the vanilla and spices, but mostly the chestnut here, because the chestnut in this fragrance compared to the other in the Stronger With You line, in my opinion, in Stronger With You Powerfully, it comes off as a smoky chestnut here, because even though there aren't any notes that signify that this would be a smoky fragrance, this has some heft, some depth and darkness to this fragrance in a very smoky way, as if you take the Stronger With You DNA and add a little bit of this burnt chestnut sensation here. There is full throttle on the amber woods here, giving you this very sweet modern woodiness here, combined with the dark smoky nutty chestnut here, giving you this very familiar Stronger With You DNA, but by far the most woody, most dark and most smoky take on the Stronger With You DNA yet, with this being very spicy as well as the rest of the line. So no, the cherry accord is not going to really change this DNA too much, but it is going to give you a minor change in the DNA to make this fragrance stand out a little bit from the rest. But apart from the very distinct and very noticeable different woody smoky approach to the Stronger With You DNA, this is going to be somewhat reminiscent of the rest of the line, like the previous Stronger With You Parfum, absolutely and intensely. To some extent you can definitely detect the Stronger With You DNA very easily with this flanker as well, but it is also significant that it is done in a slightly different way, trying to give you a more mature, more dark and more deep way of making a Stronger With You DNA. Apart from the cherry being there in the scent profile and this being more woody and smoky, it has powerfully in its name, so it must be strong, right? That is correct. Let's talk about the performance. On my skin, Emporio Armani Stronger With You Powerfully lasts 12 plus hours, with projection being an arm's length for around an hour or two, which is very prominent, and you can easily pick it up throughout the arm's length range, which then dries to a moderate scent bubble for around an hour more, which then dries to a mild but noticeable skin scent that lasts 12 hours and a little bit above that range. So it lives up to its name, being named Stronger With You Powerfully, and that is 100% correct. This is very potent and very strong, and it will definitely last you more than enough hours for a work day or for however long you might want it to. So gentlemen, now you know the note breakdown, you know how it smells in my opinion, you know the differences, how it differentiates from the rest of the Stronger With You line, and you also know about the performance of this fragrance on my skin. Let's talk about the last topic, which are my final opinions and rating of this fragrance. I think this is a great great release. I think already this might be one of the best designer fragrances to come out in 2026. And even though I think this is reminiscent of some of the other fragrances in the line, I still think it is not redundant to own. I think if you want the most mature version, the most challenging version of Stronger With You, but still being somewhat mass appealing, I think this would be a great pickup if you want a more woody, more deep, less youthful version of Stronger With You. I think this is a great release from Emporio Armani. So overall, I like this fragrance a lot. I can highly recommend it to you guys. And I've given Emporio Armani Stronger With You Powerfully a 9.5 out of 10 men's improvement rating. The same rating as I have given the last release, Stronger With You Parfum, because I think they're equally as good as each other, but in various different ways. This is a great one from Armani, and I can highly recommend it if you're looking for a more woody, deep, dark version of the Stronger With You DNA. So check it out if you haven't already. Gentlemen, that was it from me yapping about the brand new Stronger With You Powerfully fragrance. What do you guys think? Have you tried it yet? Are you looking forward to it? Do you like the Stronger With You fragrance line, or are you tired of it, or do you simply don't like it? Let me know down in the comment section all your thoughts and opinions. I would love to see what you have to say down there. Also, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to smash the like button and subscribe to the Men's Improvement YouTube channel for more videos about fragrances, grooming, style, fashion, skincare, fitness, watches, everything that will make you, gentlemen, the best possible versions of yourselves. The last few things that I want to ask you, gentlemen, is to smile more because it's free, and I want you to watch these two videos right here. This one here below is going to my latest upload, whereas this one up here is going to be a video that the YouTube algorithm thinks you will enjoy.